Hi everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel. Tonight I'll be bringing you the round 17 tips for the 2021 NRL Telstra Premiership. I've recently reached 1,200 subscribers. It's a massive achievement considering that all I use is an old iPhone. Sorry for the audio, if you're wondering why the audio was a bit shite, because of that reason. Reaching 1,000 subscribers was an overachievement in itself, but getting to 1,200 subscribers is a massive achievement for myself. I don't have the money and the resources like some of the other rugby league YouTubers have. I don't have the fancy video editing equipment and the money and resources like Alpha and BKR Sports and people like that. I also don't know players and I don't have connections like Clarkey and all them, but all I can do is just record videos on this old iPhone, and I think I'm doing a great job and I'm happy with how the channel's going, and thanks to everyone that's been along for the ride so far. But getting into this shortened round, there's only 4 games this week due to the State of Origin. Lots of players out for State of Origin, so let's start on the Thursday night first match. Manly-Warringah up against Canberra. So Manly are currently 5th at the moment, Canberra is sat 13th on the table. Manly have won their last 3 games, including the massive win last week, biggest win in their history, 66-0 over Canterbury Bankstown. Canberra very disappointing last week. Manly also loved playing against Canberra. 4 of the last 5 meetings they've won. This match is at Brookvale Oval. I only really see this going one way. I don't even really care that the likes of Tom Trbojevic are out for this match. I still think that Manly will get the job done. They're playing with a lot of confidence and they're playing quite well. I'll go for Manly to win 1-12. I think the defensive effort from Canberra will be a lot better, but I think Manly will certainly win on the Thursday night. The only game on the Friday sees South Sydney up against North Queensland. This one is being played at Stadium Australia. So South Sydney currently sit 3rd at the moment, playing quite well. They've won their last 4 games. North Queensland have lost their last 3 games, held scoreless in their last one. South Sydney love playing against North Queensland, it doesn't matter where it is. They've won 4 of the last 5 meetings. Both sides have players out for State of Origin, but I will go for a South Sydney victory on the Friday night. I'll go for South to win 1-12. I think South will just have a bit too much of North Queensland on the Friday. The only game on the Saturday sees Canterbury Bankstown up against Sydney Roosters. This one's being played at the Western Sydney Stadium. Mind you, all these games are played behind closed doors this week, I think, but even if there was no COVID, I don't think there'd be too many fans for this particular match. Canterbury's playing like shite, have been for a few years now. Eastern Suburbs have a pretty small fan base compared to other city clubs, and they don't actually attend most of the matches unless it's a finals game or a grand final where just out of nowhere 50,000 Eastern Suburbs fans just magically appear. But Canterbury going into this game, they're coming off probably one of the worst weeks in the club's history. They had the COVID breach and they had the 3rd biggest loss in club history when they lost against Manly, and that meant that they finished on the bottom for the round 16. With the Sydney Roosters, they've got half their team out. They've had injury after injury. You've had players retire. They currently sit in 6th place, but if Manly lose and they win this match, they jump into 5th. I will go for the Sydney Roosters Eastern Suburbs to win. They've also got Victor Motors, Victor the Inflictor Radley coming back, which will give East a boost. I will go for East to win 13 plus on the Saturday. I think that Canterbury don't really stand much of a chance up against Eastern Suburbs. And the final game to close out the round sees Cronulla up against New Zealand. This one's being played at Kogarah. Cronulla currently sit in 8th place, New Zealand in 12th. Cronulla suffered that shock loss last week against Brisbane. New Zealand have lost their last 4 games. Cronulla, they love playing against New Zealand. They've won 4 of the last 5, including, if you remember last year, if Cronulla won the match, they qualified for the finals. If New Zealand win, it gives them an outside chance of making the finals. But a try with Toby Rudolph with only a few minutes remaining killed New Zealand's season then and there. I think despite Cronulla having that setback last week, I will go for them to beat New Zealand. I think Cronulla are playing better, especially over the last month or so. So I'm confident that Cronulla will get the victory over New Zealand. I'll go for them to win 1-12. But anyway, that's my tips for round 17 of the 2021 NRL Telstra Premiership. I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the section below who you think is going to win. Anyway, this is Rugby League History signing off, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Alright, tatty bye now.